Boom.
All right, guys, bottom left corner. Red Protoss. Let's get the introductions out of the way so we can get into the game. It's going to be EG's very own Huck. Top right corner. Scarlett. Also going to be playing the GSDL very soon. Both players actually in a GSL format. We have Huck, who's made it into Code S, and then Scarlett going to be playing in the GSDL with Team Axiom.
So, what do you predict on this one, Mr. Frazier?
I want to say it's going to be a 2-1. I just watched Scarlett play all day yesterday, so I just really want to lean with her because of my Zerg bias as well. But I'm going to go a little crazy. I think Huck's going to do something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want to be a little crazy, too.
Be crazy.
I want to be even crazier.
Do it.
Tim.
Do it.
Can I
Get crazy, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm excited. I'm like staring at your face now. I'm ready for some excitement.
All right, look, that was a pretty actually close set between Huck and Astoji. I'm just going to say that one like it is. And Scarlett, you know, she's had, I mean, Astoji's going to law school, man. I'm going to say Scarlett's going to 2-0 this one.
It's a strong, bold statement.
Huck's in Code S right now, but
I believe it.
You know, these matches, they're played the same day. Maybe Huck's having an off day. But he was so clutch at the same time.
Yeah.
But overall, his play was a little lackluster from what I might be used to expecting here from Huck. And Astoji, you know, he played really, really well, but he also, they were very awkward games. And now Huck has to move from playing awkward to playing Scarlett.
Well, let me give you some stats really quick. Huck, actually one of his best matchups according to TLPD.
Yeah.
52% of the time in the international scene, he's winning.
I'm going to be so wrong, aren't I?
No. Because, I mean, there are some things to think about. And then in Korea, he's actually a little bit better, 53%. But in the GSL as of late, he hasn't been playing really high-level Code S Zergs besides from ST. And ST's the only thing he lost, actually, in his up and down matches. So, I mean, it's a strong possibility.
Characteristic of the gateway timings, though. And that's something that Scarlett is pretty decent. Not quite Stefano-esque at holding off. Stefano, of course, with really, really good mobility of units before fighting, as Protoss is kind of moving out of the maps. Stefano's already counterattacking your third.
Yeah.
Really awkward, but here, Huck. I mean, all right, by the way, what was your prediction? Was it 2-1 then, Huck?
I'm going to go crazy and go 2-1 Huck. I mean, the chat can go crazy and say, Robin, you're stupid. Or, Robin, we love you for going with the Protoss Canadian hero. But either way, we're winners when either of them win, because this is still going to be a great match to watch. Fort Ling's moving across the middle of the map here for Scarlett. Getting a little bit on the aggressive side, see if she has an opening, but seeing Huck and Howdy as last wall in the last game, he should be ready for anything that comes his way.
I mean, yeah, his last, it was just super clutch last game, but overall, I don't know, man. All right. Pylon is going to be focused down here by Scarlett's Lings. Cannon's going to finish up, and that should save the Pylon. We'll see. He might leave the units here. He's going to lose a couple of Lings and take out the Pylon that way.
Scarlett's going to get it. Damn. Yeah. But still, I mean, it's a hindrance to lose that Pylon, but he followed up with the second Pylon, so it sucks because he had to slow down pro production for a tad bit, a little bit there to get off that Pylon, but overall, not a big deal, but worth the investment there for Scarlett.
Yeah,
she follows up into a quick third. Yeah.
Third base is down, and she traded 3 Lings, I believe. We actually take a look at the units lost. Yep, 3 Lings for Pylon. Pretty nice stuff. Overlord getting vision right now with the natural expansion. Sees no gases in the main base. Sees 2. Sees them equally timed, actually, precisely. Look at that. Look at that. That is the most synchronized mining I've ever seen. If there was an Olympic sport, Huck would win it.
That Korean internet, man. They hook you up when it comes to timings. Good internet. Ling will come in, check in the natural, make sure the wall's nice, see if she can get some extra tech overall, because their Overlord's got a really good point of seeing what's going on in the main and the natural, besides the actual middle of the main. But you don't really want to scout that until about 6:30 to about 7 minutes, depending on what timing you can feel from seeing the gases. But, well, Stalker's going to chase Ling.
Good.
Ooh, really close. Nice awareness. But with the third popping out, going to start getting those queens out. We've been seeing, actually, a lot of Zerg players getting a couple more queens in on CVP, and it used to be like a big no-no. You didn't want to waste any supply on it, but as we always mention on our cast, the creep spread is really a big deal, and Scarlett's one of those that started pioneering it, really saying go for that creep spread. As I mentioned a couple times in my cast, she once said in chat, you know, it's free map pack. It's really good to have on your side, and we should have Scarlett put on display here, since it's not a ZBZ or a creep spread.
Well, Huck is going to be opening with a Robo here, and a third gas, which actually is a little late here to go for some sort of Immortal Sentry timing, but is going to be opening up with the Immortal. Could go for a relatively, yep, the quick fourth gas here would actually allow the Immortal Sentry. And the reason we're talking so much about Immortal Sentry is because he opened with an Immortal. A lot of times you open with an Observer, maybe throw down a Twilight Council. In this situation, an Immortal first definitely lends that towards a possibility. And this gas was about 30 seconds late, but this gas was early. And so Immortal Sentry does look like it could be the build here out of Huck.
Yeah, he's trying to boosting out that Immortal as well. Really want to get a high number out. And I'm interested to see how Scarlett holds it. We've been seeing Zergs as of late. We've had the luxury of casting Creator, and players have not been holding it against him. Zinio got crushed by it, what was it, 4 times when that happened? So I want to see what Scarlett's plan is for it. We've been seeing Hydra transitions for a lot of players. It hasn't been working out so much. We've gotten a couple of really close engagements. But we'll see what the plan is for Scarlett, if that is the route we're going for sure.
Oh yeah, and his gas was a little bit late, of course, because of the pylon being lost. So I am anxious to see what Scarlett's going to be doing here. She's going to have the creep spread, as we were talking about earlier. You know, creep spread's excellent. And it is likely going to be the build she's dealing with. As 4 gateways are currently on the way. Additional ones being thrown down now for Huck, and this is going to be a really powerful 2-base timing here from Huck with Immortals and Sentries and +1.
Notice she is not going for +1. Did she even throw down an Evolution Chamber? Because usually you would have that +1 starting up a little bit earlier than now. So she's planning to hold it with just pure gateway units without upgrades, which means she gets to get a few more units out earlier, which means she's going to have a massing available to crush an army.
Because you can't wait.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these Immortal Sentry timings, you can wait. As Scarlett, she will have to force an engagement here if she has no upgrades.
Sentry's going to be really important. Can she focus off a couple? Notice Roaches on the high ground. She actually has a little bit of range there to maybe get a Sentry off if she gets lucky. But look at that, spreading 1 Roach.
Yep.
So the rest don't get caught up. We'll join in with the creep and we'll save the majority of those units. But now just popping out units, going as fast as possible. Flying cars in the way. Oh my gosh, Huck not paying attention. He might lose an Immortal here. The force fields are way too late. The Sentries are getting a lot of damage on them. And somehow Scarlett actually runs up onto a ramp, which is a big no-no usually, and catches Huck off guard. He wasn't expecting that.
And that was exactly what Scarlett needed. It's precisely what we were talking about because of her lack of upgrades. She had to engage immediately. The longer she waited, the further Huck was going to get ahead. She got that nice early fight, took out a Sentry, took out an Immortal, and suddenly this attack is incredibly weaker with 1 less Immortal. You can't emphasize how much weaker this attack actually is.
And now you kind of put Huck into a weird situation. Do I wait?
So many force fields.
Yeah, do you wait for the Immortal to get the shields back, or do you push in with half of essentially his health left over because the shields are almost gone? And that's kind of a scary situation. In fact, he's just going for pure Sentry. He's supposed to have force field, force field. Yep, and that's going to cut into his Zealot count there a little bit, which is going to cut out on damage overall. I don't know, man. You might have to pull back from this, but again, it's a bit of an all-in. We do have Scarlett running in.
So many Roaches getting through the line. Sentries are falling. Scarlett with 140 supply. Huck is losing all of his units at the front. The Sentries continuing to fall. Only 2 Immortals in the back doing damage. Consequently, Scarlett still has a ton of Roaches left over, and she is going to clean up this push from Huck beautifully.
Scarlett just barrel forwarding, just going to go ahead and kill up the Immortals, and Huck is forced to GG. And that kind of shows how strong the Immortal all-in can be, but also how weak if you don't pay attention to it.
Yep.
Suddenly she catches a Sentry, catches an Immortal, and that significantly weakens that push so darn much. You lose a lot of firepower, and you also lose a couple of force fields.
Yeah.
Just a big mistake by Huck, and a great job by Scarlett for doing an unorthodox engagement. He wasn't expecting it, so he pops back, probably corner boost his gateways, and then bam, oh no, I've lost some units, and late force fields.
And the creep spread really helping with that as well. It got those Lings in there super fast, got the Roaches into position so that they couldn't be force fielded away. It's exactly what Scarlett needed to take down that build. So really well played game number 1 out of Scarlett. Huck not able to make the Immortal Sentry all-in happen. Guys, go.ign.com/DiceIPL. That's where you want to go to score your free tickets, actually, to the DICE event in Las Vegas. If you're not heading out there already, you should go. If you're planning on going to IPL 6, well, then you should go to this. It's going to warm you up for Vegas, and you're going to get free tickets, actually, to IPL 6.
Ballin', man, straight up. Really nice of IPL to be hooking up with you guys. When they told me that, I was like, really? You guys are so darn nice.
All I could think is, like, that's so much money we're losing out on.
Go gambling.
Just going to watch?
How are you going to pay me my small amount of money that I make? Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get ready for the next game. It's going to be game number 2, Scarlett versus Huck. Be right back after 2 minutes.